is in the house. What's up, Derek? How you doing, buddy? Woohoo! All right. Got a special guest today. There's Martine, all the way in California in the dark still. Why is it dark out there, man? Come on, bro. Lynn Goss, is it Lynn Goss? We got Alexa DePaolo is in the house, a special guest today, all the way from. Oh, there's Kim Mason clapping. Yeah. Thank you, Kim, for the introduction. Thank you so much.
Scotty Campbell in the house.
Scotty Campbell's in the house.
What's up,
Scotty? So Alexa DePaolo, all the way from Colorado. Thank you so much for getting up this morning. I know it's a little bit early out there, so it's a pleasure having you. And why don't you introduce yourself and tell us what you do and what you're about, and let's get started.
Thank you. Yeah. So I've been a mortgage lender I'm going on my 18th year, actually. And I'm also a keynote speaker. I'm a national keynote speaker. So I travel the United States teaching people and hoping to inspire them to believe in themselves and know that they have what it takes to build success. And typically you're in your own way and just how to get out of your way. So
you're a mortgage professional. We'll just put that out there. Mortgage MLO. And keynote speaker. So when you're hired to keynote speak, like who is hiring you?
So we've got real estate companies that hire us. We've had nonprofits hire us. We've had mortgage brokers hire us. So typically different CEOs or team leads who are hiring me because a little bit of background about me, I came from deep poverty. I mean, we were not able to have running water or even electricity for days on end. And then when I was a young single mom, I was choosing between feeding my daughter and keeping the lights on and having to check the temperature. How cold is it going to be? How long can we go without heat? Can I feed her? And are we going to be okay without any heat for X amount of days? And being a mortgage broker is what changed my life. Getting into this industry absolutely changed my life. I live a life now that I not only could have dreamed, like I couldn't have dreamed of. To me, it only existed in the movies. It was non-existent. And so a lot of people have hired me because I built my wealth and my success from the bottom up and really just soaked it all in from other mentors, just took everything and implemented everything and took action and actually made it happen. And so that's who tends to hire us. It tends to be people in the real estate realm. Because whether you're a realtor or you're a mortgage broker, again, most times it's mindset and just creating consistency in a schedule.
So what is the one thing that you see or have heard people that once you speak and you talk with them and you have an event or whatever that you see that they just flourish? Like what is it what's in their mind that's keeping people back?
Typically, we see a lot of people deal with, well, they can do it, but I can't. They have more access to things that I don't. They have a bigger database. They have more people to talk to. A lot of people just assume that everyone else has something that they don't, or that there's some sort of secret or magic in it all, that it can't be as easy as consistent follow-up. And that tends to be the mindset. It's either you're doubting yourself, you think that you don't have what it takes, you think that someone else has it easier or better. That's why they've built the success, or it's the lack of consistency in the simple things, because they really think, it's got to be better than that. I'm going to host this event that's going to cost me $10,000, and that's where I'm going to get all my leads, instead of the free follow-up using the cell phone, calling people, with truly just putting in the little bit of work, the little bit of consistency, and that's what builds it. That's tends to be where we see people the most stuck.
So follow-up works? That's what you're saying, Alexa? What? Are you kidding me?
I'm saying it works.
I am so shocked.
I speak on this often, relevance. Like if you're not relevant, someone else will be. So if you're not following up, you're not relevant. And another mortgage broker will be, another MLO, another realtor will be relevant, right? So that's the point of the follow-up, is to stay relevant to people.
And now it's turning into staying human. I mean, like just showing up human, because AI is like coming in hot, you know? I mean,
great connection.
This is not actually, just so you guys know, this is not actually Alexa. This is her AI. No. That's pretty good. That's pretty good, right? So in your mortgage business, what do you see? Like you have a team, and so you're flying around the world. You're still closing loans. How do you manage that? What part do you play in the mortgage space when it comes to that?
So what happened, typically the leads are coming in because my realtors and my clients, the past database, like they still know me and they still know my face. And the more they're seeing me and the more I'm making new relationships, people still want to work with the team. So speaking where I've seen this really thrive is I've turned into more of a I validated the trusted advisor, right? I am speaking on this stuff. And so it draws more people to me. So, which was surprising. I wasn't expecting that, but it really has helped validate me as the trusted advisor in the industry and an industry expert. So same for all of you. The more you're speaking on your education in this business, the more you're speaking and educating people on anything, whatever your expertise is, it's going to draw more people to you, because people are searching, just like Scott said, people are craving humans, and they're doing research. Are you a real person? What are your testimonials? So we have people who are constantly looking me up online, and they say, oh, she's the person I want to work with. And then I'm able to send them to my team to help take care of them.
Beautiful. And so how do you, probably the biggest questions on everyone's mind, everyone wants to do what you're doing, speak, to become a brand, to become an influencer, to be a go-to person in the mortgage space. But the fear is fear of public speaking, the fear of speaking one to many. How did you personally, was it so much pain that you went through as a child or as a mom to help you overcome? Or you just said, like, how would you help somebody get over that? The fear.
This is really good. I love this question. It was actually my husband. I was very afraid to public speak. I mean, about 5 years ago, I was doing a class. It was one of my first classes that I had done in a long time, and it was a much larger audience. And my husband gave me the confidence of, he's a great public speaker. And so I was like, how do you do it? And he said, well, if you know what you're talking about, you do this every day with your clients. You do this every day with your realtors. If you know what you're talking about, stop thinking that it's one to all. You have the same message if it was one-on-one as you do to the entire audience. So just practice what you're saying, but also the confidence of realizing, oh, I'm an expert here. If you ask me to talk on being a nurse, I can't do that. I'm going to fumble. I don't have any confidence in that. I'm never going to be able to speak on that because I don't understand it. I'm not a nurse. But if you ask me to speak about real estate, I'm an expert there. I've been doing this over 17 years. I do this all day, every day. I'm an expert here. I can have this conversation with the crowd the same way I can do it one-on-one. So it was just getting in and doing it and remembering that every single time. It's not that I'm never nervous going into something, but I always remind myself, I'm an expert in this field. I know what I'm talking about. There's no surprises in what I'm going to be speaking on. And I need to treat this just like I would talk to a new homeowner or a realtor, etc. And that helped me a lot. It was really just overcoming that mindset of, I know what I'm doing. Why would I lack the confidence? But I've also learned that other people like to public speak in different ways. Some people prefer to podcast, right? Some people like to public speak. Some people want to do it through social media and just short clips. Some people like to do YouTube interviews. So it's just a matter of finding which path you prefer, because it's not always being on a stage for everybody. But if it is, you just got to get in and start doing it, because if you're not practicing it, you're never going to do it. I mean, we didn't all start out knowing how to walk, right? We were all toddlers that couldn't walk, little babies learning how to walk and talk. You practice and you just do it and you just keep moving forward, and then it gets easier. And now we walk like it's second nature, right? So it's just a matter of getting in the ring and getting punched in the face and getting back up and figuring it out. Because if you never start, you're never going to finish.
I don't know if that helped, getting punched in the face. It's like, no.
You know, I'm joking. So if I came here and I said I wanted to be a UFC fighter, you would have, that's amazing. What are you doing to practice? What are you doing to train? And I said that I'm reading, I'm listening to podcasts, I'm reading books, and I'm watching YouTube videos. You would laugh at me and you would say, no, you got to get in the ring and get punched in the face. That's how you
Amen.
That's how you
Amen. Yeah. Like, no, that was fun. That was funny. So what, I don't know about you, but when I first started my radio show, this is like, oh my God, 20 years ago, I would literally get to the radio station and go in the bathroom and just like, did you have those emotions at all? Just so like, you just get over it, right? Yeah. The first 30 seconds is the hardest, right?
Yep, it's always the hardest. It still gets nerve-wracking. I mean, we just hosted a huge event in Denver in October, and it was still scary going into it. And it was like, I know exactly what I'm talking about. I know what I'm doing. I'm so excited about this, but also excitement and fear sometimes ends up being the same response in the brain. So it's just a matter of what you're telling yourself. So I'll try to trick myself. No, I'm just excited. I'm just excited, and I'm shaking and I'm nervous, but no, I'm just excited.
It's just the coffee.
And it helps.
It's just the coffee. Yeah, right.
It's the coffee.
It's the coffee. Yeah. So as far, and I love the speaking thing, because I know that for Devin and Coach Rick and I and a lot of people on this call, we do a lot of the Zoom stuff, but when we get to events, people know us, because of our presence online, because of our presence on this show and stuff like that. Knowing what you know now and going back to when you first started doing this, what would you tell somebody, like, how to get, like, what are some steps that they could take to get started? Maybe it is one-on-one or one-on-two or three. Like, what would you
to get started coaching, speaking, or to get started
just with notoriety and because a lot of people, we talk a lot about, a lot of people want to do like a spotlight for real estate agents, which would be cool, branding. Yeah. What would you like?
I think that a lot of people assume that I'm with Edge Home Finance. I see Brian Emerson is with Edge Home Finance. Like, people aren't working with Brian and I because we work for Edge Home Finance, right? People work with me because it's me. People work with Brian because of Brian. We're going to attract different clients. And so I think it's getting out of your own way and knowing that if you have something of value to put out there, it's selfish to hold it in. Like, you need to be able to share it because someone else is going to find value from this. We've done videos as easy as just explaining what an escrow account is because people don't understand what it is. People don't understand the benefits of refinancing. Put a video out there, educate them on the benefits of refinancing. Is it saving them money? Is it paying off debt? Is it consolidating student loans? Whatever it might be, but just being able to put out education. It's just the importance of it is people are working with you for you. They're not working with you for the name of your company. And if you aren't branding yourself, you're just a commodity. You have nothing special about you. So what's going to make somebody work with you versus your competitor? And they don't know you. You're not sticking out to them. But what I've learned is my business has grown for putting myself out there because people are connecting with me. Sometimes it's just me. It's just something I'm saying, something silly I'm putting out there, something funny, something that is educational. They've already feel like they've vetted me, and it creates a level of loyalty. I'm dealing with less rate shoppers because of it too. Well, we saw you online. They now because my brand is you can trust me, I'm going to be honest with you. Even if it doesn't benefit me, I'm still going to educate you on what's best for you. Sometimes being a renter is permanently okay. I'm not a permanent renter, but some people need to be, and that's okay for them. They travel the world. They don't want to own anything. It's not a problem. I'm going to educate you on the pros and cons of that, and you take it or leave it. But it builds the integrity and the honesty of my brand, which then allows people to just immediately walk in with trust. They know I'm going to do what's best for them. And it's so vital. Again, if you are not relevant and you are not putting yourself out there, someone else is already doing it. Someone else is going to grab that business, and it could have been your deal.
Love it. Do you have a mixture? Because I know you said a lot of different kinds of videos in presentations. Do you have a mixture? Do you strategize on, okay, this one's serious, this one's funny, this one's silly? Do you have any mixture of stuff like that, or just whatever comes to mind? How do you put your content together?
A little bit of both. I mean, a little bit of both. There's a little bit of strategy into it because we want to be doing the majority of our content. We want to be educational and spotlighting Alexa's personality, right? But some of it is just whatever comes to mind. Like, we'll post a funny video as any moms in the room. It's like, I'm already overstimulated and my daughters and my husband start singing in my face. And it's like, no, I don't want that, right? Some of us can resonate with that. Yeah. But so sometimes it's just, oh, this is really silly, I'm going to make this. But the strategy is to be consistently showing up. Like, we try to post as many times a week as we can, and then just being as educational as we can. The more we're teaching, people are attracted to that. And the most shareable and the most views is relatable content, but relatable is not always educational. So if I'm still putting something educational out there and they're seeing my profile because I put something funny and relatable, they're still going to be able to see my educational content because it's going to draw them to my page, which has allowed us to grow our following over the years. Yeah,
you've done good. Yeah, so good stuff. What's next for you? What are any big things planned for 2026 that Alexa's going to do? Like what's new? Anything?
Yeah, so we've got we're in the works of planning the Ripple Effect. That's the event I hosted in October. It was my first show here in Denver, and we'll be doing another event here in Denver called the Ripple Effect. And it is just attracting loan officers and attracting realtors who are ready who really are taking growth seriously. I know that I want real strategy because it's really easy to just inspire people, but what is the actual step-by-step strategy and how we do this? And if you notice, a lot of successful people in our world, at least, they're all following up. So how do you create proper follow-up? And that's what we speak on. So this will be a half-day event. It'll be about 4 hours here in Denver, and that'll take place we're figuring out venues and dates this month, actually. So it'll probably be for October. Scott put my website in the chat, and if you follow my website there, if you decide that you want to follow that, you can sign up for the newsletter and you'll get notifications when the Ripple Effect rolls out.
Very nice. I love the name, Ripple Effect.
Thank you.
So what is the number one follow-up? Is there a follow-up technique that you like, this has the best result? When
calling every day.
Calling every day. Yeah.
If your pipeline's down, so we track all leads, everything. I track everything in my keynote speaking business, and I track everything in my mortgage business. Where did the lead come from? So did it come from me making phone calls? Did it come from making emails? Did it come from social media? Because then I know where my time and money is best spent. So it's really two things. Like, I track everything, so I'm never assuming where my time and money is best spent and hoping that it's an event. I know that the more I pour into this area, the more my business is going to grow. But the phone calls, it's a game changer. Again, it's relevant. So if the business is ever down, the entire team, we go through our A's in our contact, in our phone or in our database, right in the CRM. We'll go through the B's the next day. We go through C's the day after that. Then we go through our D's, because it allows me to stay in touch with everybody. And then I'm drumming up business. A lot of people are really resistant to picking up the phone, but your competitors are picking up the phone. Those are cold calls. This is a warm call. You know all these people. Just call and tell them, how are you? I know a lot of people are really good about, hey, where's the next deal? I'm not good at that. Hey, do you have a referral for me? That does not come natural to me. But what does come natural to me is, how are you? How is the family? How are the holidays? This is a perfect month to be calling your entire database to say, how are the holidays? Happy New Year. Do you have anything fun planned for 2026? It is such an easy way to connect with your database in a non-salesy way. It's very genuine and authentic. And to be able to call them, I guarantee that it will help you close deals. Call everybody that you can in the next 30 days, and you will be closing deals in the next 60 to 90 days. Guarantee it. It is making the phone calls and connecting with people, genuine connection. You
guys hearing this? So I'm out of here for the rest of the year. I'll see you guys January. What else is there? Right, Alexa? What else is there?
Yeah,
so, yeah.
It's a game changer. I'm telling you, it's a ripple effect. Make the phone calls, and it's a ripple effect, because I'll tell you, we had a gal, one of the gals on my team called a client just to wish him a happy birthday last year. She got his refinance and the coworker's purchase because he was looking for a lender. That's right time, right time, right place. But all she was doing was calling to say happy birthday. As MLOs, you should have all of your clients' birthdays, and you should be able to have something in your calendar or in your CRM to remind you to call all these people. We call on birthdays every day. It's a non-negotiable, but it allows me to, again, stay relevant in a non-salesy way, in a way that shows up as caring and authentic. And these systems are not designed to sell better. They're designed to connect better. So if you find ways to connect with all your people in a stronger way, it's going to generate sales, because, again, you're a person, you're connecting with them, you care about them, and you're proving it. So we called, and he just so happened to be talking to a coworker who needs a lender. We happened to call on his birthday. We got 2 deals out of that 10-minute conversation, and that cost us nothing to do.
Wow.
Absolutely nothing. And we closed 2 deals. So it's staying in touch with these people.
So just to be clear, you're not, you don't have a call to action. You're just like, hey, how's it going? How's the holidays? That's it.
And that's it. That's
no
it.
call
That's
to action.
And then when we are reaching out outside of holidays and birthdays and just kind of like a random, I'm thinking of you, it's either we have a community event we're inviting you to, I have a party we're inviting you to, some sort of client appreciation. So we're doing we're renting out a Pilates studio, and we're inviting our realtors as an appreciation. It cost me $180 to rent this studio out, and I get to host all my realtors here, right? That's nothing.
Wow.
We're gonna do and then we're integrating like health and fitness. Hey, we want to support and promote health and fitness. Come to Pilates with us. Whether you're a beginner or you're long-standing Pilates, you exercise with Pilates. I don't even know how to say that properly. I don't exercise very often unless it's Pilates, right? So for me, it's perfect. It's a beginner class, whether you're an expert or it's a beginner, this is perfect for you. And then we've got a cycle bar. Again, that cost me $200 to rent out the entire room. It fits 50 people in there. So I get to invite clients and realtors. And then our community events, wherever we're volunteering or whatever we're donating to, we're going to invite all of our clients and realtors to, and we're going to connect with all of them that way. So that way it's not necessarily it's not necessarily a call to action and asking for a deal. It's a call to action and saying, hey, if you guys want to join us for this volunteer event, we're serving the homeless today, please come join us. But it allows me to touch base, stay relevant, and show my personality, prove that I care about the community, while also inviting them to join me. But that none of us would be upset if you got invited to a serve the homeless or a Pilates event. That's not going to bother you.
Yeah.
You're not going to unsubscribe from that, but you might not respond, but it's certainly not going to upset you. And that's the point, is staying in touch with people, staying relevant without the salesy touch point. Because I don't know, for me, it's never asking for a deal.
And it's a law of reciprocity too. Kathleen, how you doing, my friend? Got a question?
Good morning. Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Yes, Alexa, I love everything you're talking about. And I wanted to ask about the Pilates, just any events in general, but I guess the Pilates one. What time of day do you usually, what do you find works best to get people to come? Because that's been my struggle, is just, I have all these great things like pasta making, jewelry making, just different things, vision boards, and just trying to get like a handful of realtors to be the ones that I want to come, not the ones that are coming for the free food,
Come on, nobody wants free food. We don't need it.
Just curious, like how you strategize that, like the time of day, what's been working for you?
10 a.m. to 2 p.m. weekdays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays is where we see the most realtors show up.
10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
I never would have thought 10 a.m. to 2. Okay.
No, that's inconvenient for MLOs, but it's very convenient for realtors.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Love it.
I'm gonna try it.
So anytime in between there, or do you have food at
anytime,
Pilates?
Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday between 10 and 2. So
Okay,
like we have some events that are 10 to 12.
Okay.
Doing it sooner than that, they're typically not awake and ready. We don't see them show up for morning meetings. And then doing it later than that, we tend to see them like out and about doing showings, and they can't show up. And weekends, they tend to commit to open houses or showing houses. So we see Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. tends to be the best when realtors tend to show up the most. That tends to be their best times, at least statistically. We track everything, and that's
what's your focus on the customer appreciation?
So we do a minimum of 2 like client realtor appreciation events, 2 parties, and 2 community events at a minimum. So that way, at least it's every other month. If we can hit it monthly, then we will. But I'm also juggling the keynote speaking career as well. So if you guys can do something monthly, I would do it. Like most of the community events are at no cost, right? Habitat for Humanity typically doesn't cost you anything, and you can help paint, you can help build roofs. I mean, there's different opportunities with I'll have to find the name of the company, but they connect with Habitat for Humanity, and they build houses for homeless vets. And that is so fun. Again, it costs you absolutely nothing to do. It's just your time. And so you don't have to break the bank to do some of this stuff, but it's really, really enjoyable, and it draws a lot of realtors to it. And then again, like you said, they're not coming just for the sake of the free food. And then calling some of the like yoga studios or Pilates studios or whatever you enjoy doing, the cycle bar studios, it's typically pretty cost effective to rent these out and host it. And then we can just get little snacks and drinks. It's very cost effective to host this. And it's significantly cheaper than going to like a bridal expo that's going to cost you $8,000 and you're not going to get a client. This is more intimate. You're connecting with people on a better, more intimate level.
Love it. Jerry.
Yeah, I like the idea of the Pilates. Actually, I have a reformer next to me that I do exercise on. My wife's an instructor. Now, as a guy, inviting agents, female agents specifically to a Pilates, is that kind of weird? Because we do
to that too much. Like, I mean, some people might go, oh, I don't want to go, but I wouldn't second guess that. If you were hosting a Pilates event, I would go there. And you could say my wife is a Pilates instructor, and we believe in health and fitness. And so we want to bring this to you. We're hosting you too. So then you are feeling like someone might question it. You're going to soften it by saying, my wife and I decided we're going to host this. She is a Pilates teacher. Please join us.
Yeah, she has 2 studios that she uses. Club Pilates is one which has much more reformers in it, and then she's at a private one that does about 6. It's a very, very small studio, which is where she works at the most. How many people do you usually see when you started this coming?
We typically see the room fill up. I mean, we've gotten anywhere from like, I think Club Pilates will fill up like 12 people. Is it 12 to 15?
Yeah.
I would start with
That's
the
awesome.
bigger one, depending on what your realtor database looks like, but you can also post it on Eventbrite and see if you attract other people. Now, in the event you only get 6 realtors to show up, you can also then extend this to clients and say, hey, as a client appreciation, we want to bring you in. And then as a selling point to the realtors is, hey, we're going to have some clients here too, so please feel free to connect with them. So it gives you an opportunity to open up your sphere. If you're feeling like the realtors are lacking, then get clients in there as well. I typically don't open up Pilates to clients because we fill it up with realtors so quickly, but if we didn't fill it up with realtors, it would roll over to clients immediately.
Amazing.
Yeah, because
Good
that
stuff.
is versus holding a scotch bottle up with a flashlight and shining at the sky and getting 20 agents there. Not my gig.
There you go.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. And Pilates, like a free Pilates class, people tend to really be drawn to that. At least that's been my experience with it.
Good stuff. Especially this time of year, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Any
Exactly.
other
People-
questions for Alexa before we So with the do you, I know this sounds silly, but you like at a Pilates you don't have food, right? There's no food snacks, like, or you do
No, we do
like
some
protein
we
bars?
do some like crackers and cheese
Okay,
for afterwards.
okay.
Yeah, we'll so then because we'll book it out for a couple of hours. The Pilates class itself is about 15 minutes,
Okay.
and then we'll have typically 15 to 30 minutes before and after, so that way we can hang out and we can connect, and we'll have some little snacks and water and drinks afterwards. But again, it's like appetizers. It's not a meal. I'm not dumping a ton of money into meals. It's just picking foods. Kim, you had a question? I saw you raise your hand.
Yeah, so I want to know if you could talk about anything, right? Because I know you speak on lots of different things, and you talk a lot to realtors, especially, but also loan officers. So, what's your favorite thing? Like, what's your thing for that stuff? Like, if I could talk about one thing that I feel like has had the most impact, maybe
If
it's
my
personal.
favorite thing to talk to realtors and lenders, or realtors specifically?
Let's say realtors.
Realtors specifically, I like to speak on educating them on the Fed rate, because as we know, as MLOs, the Feds do not control mortgage rates. They impact them, right? But we tend to move real time. So when you have realtors who have clients who are waiting for the Fed rate to drop and then they'll start shopping, you should have been buying 2 weeks ago, because our rates were already lower. And the day that the Feds meet, our rates are going up. Typically the week the Feds meet, our rates are going up. Sometimes it can take weeks or months for that rate to recover. And I don't know if any of you track the bond market, but we do all the time. We're constantly watching it. And so I like to teach them on the Fed rate. Like, you need to know how to properly educate your clients. So I'm going to just give you the basics, because I still want to be the expert, but I want them to be able to tell their clients that they're doing it wrong, but they don't know. No one educates realtors on this either. The other one that we've seen is really popular is reinvigorating your database. Okay, so if any of you are working your database, you know the importance of owning your database, and again, staying in touch and follow up, teaching them that they don't have. Realtors' number one struggle is a schedule, something to do every single day consistently. Take an hour to call your clients, call everybody. The same thing I just told you guys to do. They like to learn this stuff. Take 1 hour from 10 to 11 and call all your A's, and tomorrow call all your B's, and then restart when you're done. But typically it's going to drum up business, but that's what they want. And you as a mortgage provider, the fact that you are teaching them how to build their business without sending them leads it will create loyalty. Because I don't always have a lead to send to a realtor. Typically they already have a realtor when they come to me. So I don't have the deal for you. But I can teach you how to build it yourself, and to give them that empowerment. And, not everybody takes action, as we see in this business, but to even just show up and to inspire them and to teach them how to do it, they tend to really create some loyalty with you and trust you. And the other thing, oddly enough, they want me to speak on open houses, which is so crazy because I'm not a realtor. But one thing we teach on open houses, if you're going to do it right. Stop wasting a Saturday and not putting out enough signs. Invite your loan officers, invite your title reps, invite your insurance agents. Send the invite to everybody that you know that is constantly trying to sell their business to you. Ask them if they will share this with their realtors in their spheres, and invite them to come and join you. Invite the neighbors. And the neighbor is probably not going to buy that house, but you know what? If the neighbor is thinking about selling, guess who they're going to hire? You as the realtor, because you're the one who's sticking out in this neighborhood because you're doing more than the other realtors are. So if I'm going to do it right, put my all into it so I'm not wasting a Saturday. But oddly enough, they want me to speak on that all the time.
Oh my God, I love that you just gave us content. Like I just wrote down why realtors need to invite everyone to open houses, right?
Yeah.
And talk about all those things. Oh my gosh, I love that. Thank you.
Yeah, but
one of my offices asked me to do fireside chats, and you just gave me my next 3 topics.
Yay!
I'm so grateful.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, and I also want to say in affirming what you said about explaining the Fed rate, I feel like there's a lot of chatter in our world about stop talking about rates, stop talking about rates. That's not what Alexa just said. She didn't say talk about interest rates. She said explain how the Fed works.
Yeah.
And how it does or doesn't impact mortgage rates and how mortgage rates respond. I feel like that education piece is super important. When I talk to agents about that too, they're very interested. It's a great.
Awesome.
I can't convince the majority of people to not believe in interest rates, right? So what am I going to do? I'm going to educate them on interest rates. You're never going to get pandemic rates again. They were mortgage all-time lows. But how do you create the negotiations in today's market? Sellers are paying people to buy their houses. This is crazy. This is one of the strongest buyers market I've ever seen, right? So why would I not educate them on why is the rate important, but why is the current higher interest rates less important, or even really important because you have more power because there's less buyers. It's a buyer's market for most of us. And how am I leveraging that? So it's not about ignoring it, it's educating them. And when you educate them, it creates the trust, and then the rates become less important, right? It's when I say the only thing I'm saying is stop talking about rate isn't important, and I try to tell a client rate's not important, they just think I'm trying to sell them. I am now just an ugly salesperson. When I educate them on what the Fed rate means and I educate them on the power they hold in this market, then they don't care about the rate. Now they care about the negotiation in the sale and the power of buying right now, and they don't want to miss that opportunity. And then we're locking people in the 5s and sometimes even the high 4s. I mean, we just locked someone in at a 4.375 because the seller paid for it. So how are you doing that? Use those examples and lean into your teammates and their examples, because this is what's happening in the market right now. It's powerful for buyers.
Let's go.
Love it. Thank you.
All right, Alexa DePaolo, thank you so much. I just put her website in there. If you guys want to follow, get on her newsletter for the Ripple Effect in Denver. I'll have to make that one because my son's there, so I'll just come out and hang out, and that'd be really cool. So thank you so much for today. I think you're awesome, and I'll be looking for your name now to see where you speak, when you speak. And so thank you for sharing with the group here at MLO Live Show. And you're welcome back anytime. If you got something special you want to share, let Kim know or let me know. We'd love to have you back.
Thank you
for having me, Kim. Thanks for the introduction. Bye, guys.
Devin, what are we going out with, baby? Come on, Devin.
Yeah, man. Let's go.
Let's go. Eddie Skinner's in the house. And they stay there. See you guys.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
We're back. It's time to just win, baby. We're going to win.